Oh no.
There we go. Okay. That was the announcements. You guys have heard me do the announcements. We're not going to go back
We
to
got
that.
stuff.
There are ways for you to interact. Go check us out on the Discord. Go check us out on the merch store. There's all sorts of fun items for you to buy and purchase and interact with the stream. We have an upcoming schedule. Hello, T.E. Graves. The first thing we want to do is send a big congratulations to Random Encounter Productions, one of our sister streams that had an amazing opening night last night for their brand new campaign. And tomorrow night, we don't have anything going on here on the channel, but friends of ours here on the channel, Miss Audie, will be on Random Encounter Productions for the premiere of their space adventure on Random Encounter Productions. So we encourage you to go and visit them. We have a new sponsor here. We don't have the copy pasta set up for this new sponsor yet, but you all are the very first people to hear about it. The good folks over at criticaldice.com have wanted to partner with Indigo Chameleon, and we are absolutely, positively, amazingly thrilled to welcome them on board. Criticaldice.com or thecriticaldice.com offers something called the Endless Bag of Dice. It is a subscription service. You pay a flat fee every month, and you are able to get a brand new set of dice delivered to you. Here's the deal. The gentleman that I talked to is a big fan of the shows that we do, and including The Lost Isle, a good mix of like sci-fi and D&D. If you go to criticaldice.com and type in the code INDIGO, your first month of dice is free. So you will get a brand new set of dice and a new set shipped to you every week. They also have an extra large bag of dice that has modules, stickers, things of that sort, which is a small upcharge. You get that. I think you only have to pay $6 that first month if you type in the code INDIGO. INDIGO. And that will, yeah. Hey, there you go. God, you're amazing. I love this woman. Yeah, we're so welcome. We're so happy to welcome Critical Dice into the club. Upcoming shows. Today is Wonder. Thursday we go to the Lost Isle as we continue the Offending Shadows arc set in the opening nights leading up to Midsummer Night's Dream. William Shakespeare is the bard, so he plays a bard in this campaign. And it is a mixture of the Fey courts and...
Hi, I'm sorry. I just realized I am working Thursday night, so I'm not going to watch. So I have to catch the VOD. I'm really upset about it.
That's okay. We have VOD.
I know. I'm really upset about it.
But you'll get to see the fairy courts as the group interacts with them, and we dive more into what exactly the play The Yellow King is that is trying to usurp William Shakespeare's opening night. I've added little ins there, including the leader of this group called Monsieur Estranger. So yeah, please tune in. We'd love to have you. It's a great mix of D&D and sci-fi. On Friday, we go back to Neverland as the group has, through random chance, manifested the third piece of their magical sword just from sheer dumb luck. It's going to be an exciting adventure as we go back to the Bazaar, the Pirate Bazaar set up in Neverland. And then on Sunday, we have something very special happening here on Indigo Chameleon. The next generation of Dungeons and Dragons players are going to be taking the first halting steps towards playing D&D. We are hosting a birthday party for a very special friend of the channel, but it is all youngins. It's all like 13, 14-year-olds, and for some of them, it's their very first D&D game here in the Indigo Chameleon Studios. So I encourage you, if you're able to, on Sunday to come in and just cheer them on. Same bat time, same bat channel, 8, but it would mean the world to them. Dreamgirl42, hi, welcome. And I think that's it in terms of announcements. I talked about our sponsor, upcoming shows. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. Our heroes find themselves still in the castle in Fairleigh. They have done a bit of interrogating, and unfortunately a casualty was found in that of Fix's brother. The Jabberwock has established himself into this world as trying to fill a bit of a power vacuum now that many of the Red Queen's followers have jumped ship. The Jabberwock sets out on his path to raise civilization to the ground, returning everyone back to the wilds, where creatures roamed about the space and every man was equal that could hold a sword in their hand. The group, having used their cunning and their bravery to fight off this giant creature that was formed from some of the followers of the Jabberwock that were swayed by his message, find themselves a little beaten, battered, and bloody. The episode ended with them forming stronger bonds, as those in times of war find themselves doing. And we ended the episode with a strange occurrence. As Alo left Thoisar's room, he accidentally ran into an individual that dropped a package off for Thoe. Thoe found it was a seed. She planted that seed, and Enwin manifested not too far away from her. And that is exactly where we're going to pick up right now. So, Thoe, you're in a small clearing outside of the castle. You've just planted the seed that was delivered to you, and by all intents and purposes, Enwin is standing before you. He's shirtless, wearing his pants, and he's standing there with arms crossed.
Good, so is she.
Yeah. What is it I can do for you?
Oh, you've done enough. I don't know, were you offering a specific thing? Because what you could have done was stayed with us and helped us with all of the things we're doing, including planting the seed that was so important to you just a little while ago.
I'm sorry. This seems like it's getting real intimate really quickly, and I should probably drop the facade a little bit. And he will take a hand and go like this, and before you stands a human man, dark ivory skin, or dark ebony skin, that is standing before you. He's got curly hair, and he's leaning back up against the same spot that Enwin was, and he's wearing a white shirt with suspenders, bit of a cap on that looks like a fisherman's cap, and black pants. He goes, "It is so good to see you again." And I just didn't want to keep the ruse up any longer because I was worried that you'd say something intimate that you didn't want to say.
Do I recognize this person?
You do.
Like, does he look like Anansi?
He does.
Oh. Well, this just got interesting.
Thoe, how are you? And he comes forward and sticks a hand out to shake your hand.
I shake his hand right back.
Yeah. He goes, I'm sorry. I have to. Our boy was as good to his word as promised. He gave me a place in his keep, and my job is to wander about the space, taking on the visage, and he moves a hand up and moves it down, and move about the space a little bit.
Well, it looks like he worked you right out of your job, didn't he?
You'd think that. I'm here to answer any questions that you have.
Wait, did he send you?
He did.
Oh, so you guys are partners now.
Partners. I like
Or
that.
you're like subservient to him?
No,
Are
no,
you
no, no.
his assistant?
I
Is
like
that
the
how
first-
this works?
I like the first word you said, partners.
Does he think you're partners, or are you now his, I don't know, underling?
Give me an insight check, Thoe.
You're trying to piss off a god.
Yup. That is a 16 plus crud. I never pulled up DDB.
Please hold on and place your call. Your call is important to us.
Yeah.
Answer the order received.
Shoot.
There's
I think it's an 18.
16, there's a flash of anger across his eyes as he goes, "Wow, you are good. I mean, very good. I mean, you don't even have to try to piss off some of the greater beings that walk this plane, do you?"
Oh, yeah. I've had a lot of practice.
Darling, has anyone ever told you you catch more flies with honey than you do with some of the bullshit you throw around?
They haven't, but I'm not really ready for any bullshit right now. So would you like to get on to whatever you're getting onto?
Sure. Your boy is scared of you.
Oh, well, okay.
Let me tell you a story. Okay? Once upon a time, there was a girl, and a boy that loved that girl very, very much. So
Oh, this is not. I thought this was a story about me. I'm so sorry.
So this boy decided to bless this girl's bloodline with wild magic. Here's the deal. This boy also knew that this girl had a penchant for pissing off beings of a greater form. So he made it. So, and this is the best part of the story. He made it so that this girl's wild magic was unlike any other wild magic in the world. This girl's wild magic could affect the gods. It could hurt them. And he thought he was so clever, and he arranged it so that this girl, even if she did piss off a god and she was able to go slinging stuff around, it would be fine, and he made himself immune to it. Or so he thought, until a chance encounter between this girl, and she threw a firebolt at him, and it hurt him. She threw a spell at him, and it hurt him. Now see, though, I don't know if you know this, but that's not supposed to happen. The gods are supposed to be impervious to damage that is thrown at them or to them. So when this god was hurt based on the gift that he gave, he was a little embarrassed at this. And word began to spread to the other gods. Maybe you should keep your distance, pretty cat.
I don't know. Maybe it was a one-off thing. Maybe he should come here and we could test it out and see if it actually works.
He starts laughing a little bit. He goes, imagine that, wouldn't it? Imagine this whole world was a story and that there was a massive, storyteller, leading this thing. And he set up Enwin to be the one that was afraid of wild magic.
That would be funny. He should probably come here and talk about it.
No, I don't think he has any interest in doing so, and that is why I'm here. I'm here to answer any questions that you have and see where your head is in regards to Enwin, and I think you've answered those questions for me. So,
So you left the seat.
I did.
Got it. You should probably know I'm leaving it here.
That's fair.
I mean, you made a big deal, I don't know, as him about how I planted it, so I wanted to talk to him, but maybe he/you didn't consider that maybe I wanted to grow the thing so I could leave it in a place that I've never been to before and don't plan to return to again, so that I can leave it behind me rather than carrying it around for the next 3 to 6 months, or 10 or 12 or 3 years. I don't know.
Perception check.
That was a nat 20.
You notice that while you are saying all of this, his right hand at his side is just moving like this. It's just like as you speak, his hand is moving. With the nat 20, you notice it.
What's going on?
I'm forwarding all the messages.
Oh, directly to him. So this is like a direct line? Like direct message. Does he have anything to say to me then?
It don't seem like it.
Oh,
Please don't
okay, that makes
firebolt me
sense.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, you just let him know that if he has anything to say to me, he is welcome to show up here. I'd love to hear what he has to say, especially knowing now that he's vulnerable to any wild magic that I happen to have.
Okay. I will be sure to pass that message along.
All right.
You didn't have any other questions?
Oh, I'm sure I'll think of some, but hey, you're always around, right?
He looks about the space, and you see him bring his right hand up. He stops moving it about the space, and he goes, Thor, it's hard. You gotta stop saying his name so much.
Oh.
The names carry power, and for that particular man, names carry even more power. Every time you say his name, he hears it.
Okay, is that hard for him or hard for me?
It depends on how much attention you would like to get.
Well, if I need to get your attention, what do I do? Stomp a spider?
That was nice traveling with Thoy while I did.
He reaches into his back pocket And as he does, he takes out a pocket watch. And looks over at you and flips open the pocket watch. Thoe, I need you to go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw.
Luckily, I'm kind of good at those. Not when it's a nat one.
Dice skill.
The dice
I went from
taketh
a nat
away.
20 to a nat one.
Cool. You look over, and as you go, like, what do I need to do? Stomp on a spider? He clicks the top of the pocket watch.
And?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to make sure that if you needed to get in touch with me, you could. You're being petulant right now, and I'm trying to help you, and that's fine. You're attacking me as if I was him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a representative of him. Was I wrong?
Give me another charisma saving throw.
Well, that was a 3 on the die, so probably not.
He clicks the pocket watch again.
How long are we going to do this? What does this clicky thing mean?
Oh, it allows me to pick your next wild magic surge.
Oh, well then. Isn't that fun?
It's fun for me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna leave you be.
Hey, if
Good
you want to
luck.
help me, maybe you could just come as yourself. Maybe not as his underling.
Understood.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Charisma saving throw.
Oh, that was a 16 on the die, so that was a 25. I'm okay on the last one.
He goes to
probably.
click the watch and it doesn't quite like work. And he like looks down at the side. He goes, "All right. Good luck with Nix." And he disappears. Go ahead and take DM inspiration for not asking anything that could have helped and living your truth, but you're going to need it. The next two wild magic surges are chosen by Anansi. So when wild magic activates, those will be chosen by him.
Can we clip Al's face?
Right now, all of us.
Like, what's the radius of effect on this? I just need to know.
The AOE
unrelated.
to
Yes.
Some of them are really specific to her, but some of them are like really big.
Some of them are 20-foot radius, like a fireball
Indigo
would go over her feet.
Gma brings up the fact that like Thoe never looked nervous, but the rest of her teammates started looking like, "How about you stop? How about you stop? Please, like, have you stopped?"
Yes.
As a person who
That's-
held that, as a person who held that pocket watch.
She forgot.
That's fine.
She didn't care.
You,
I care.
She
I
did not
appreciate that so much about her, but
you
also
grabbed the wrong cup. You need to grab this one. If you're not going to care about things, this is the cup you need to grab.
All of you settle down for a long rest that evening, unless you have plans to do something otherwise.
Nope.
I have
Go to
plans
sleep.
to
Go
do
to sleep.
Bob.
We have plans to do Bob.
Got anyone.
Everybody else settles down to rest and recoup hit points and spell slots. Should they be missing daily? Yes.
This would have been the final day on that potion.
Yes.
So I would have gone and
You've done
harvested
enough checks at this point that you have a greater healing potion, I believe it
Yep.
was. Or was it a regular healing potion?
No, it was a greater.
Greater.
Yeah, I only had enough supplies for one, but Bob was giving me more supplies.
No, you asked Bob to get you more
He said he
supplies.
would.
That was very
he did.
sweet.
He said he would check.
Yeah, he did.
But great.
He was also very
deception check.
distracted.
He was. Thanks. for
Yes.
You're wrong.
Fix is going room to room to make sure that Dash is where it should be in his room.
Dash is in
But Dash is right behind Fix, going room to room with him, as a.
You're looking for Dash, but Dash is behind you.
Right. It's a prank. It's more like a haha. I'm right here. Like he's
Okay.
frantically like, guys, wake up. So, if my room is, I'm not sure where I'm situated with everybody else.
You are all in the same sort of hallway on the second
You were
floor
pretty
of the
close to my
castle.
room.
So who would be closest? Who'd be the first closest room? Next
It
to
would
him?
be
We're in this order.
Thoisar
Yeah, we're in
and
this order.
Trovik.
Okay, so immediately I'm gonna just. Are they across the hall? Or are we like it's Trovik?
This was one. This was the
Thoisar,
other.
or
that
Thoisar?
It would go-
Actually,
it would-
she would be across.
Zero,
the hall.
Trovik, Fix, like
we started here.
We did it in order.
We started here and went that way.
right,
Okay.
left,
Left,
right.
right.
So then I'm gonna go
right.
to whoever
So these
is
two are across the
straight
hall.
across, or not across. Yeah, across the hall. Who's whoever's across the hall to me?
Though we
Zoe.
Yeah.
I'm just frantically pounding on her door.
Yep.
Just
So there's a knocking at your door as you're settling down to rest.
Zoe.
Yes.
Zoe.
Uh-huh.
Open the door.
Opens the door.
Okay.
I've seen Dash. He's gone. He left a minute ago.
I was preoccupied.
So haven't you seen Dash then?
I have not seen Dash.
Then he's gonna run off and go to the
But-
next door.
Okay.
is
And
this
then
the
just-
same night or is it the next morning?
Same night.
Oh, I was hoping it was the next day.
Oh, next
Yeah,
day.
next day, yeah,
Everybody
next day.
rest.
Yeah.
You do not. I'm not going to make you take a point of exhaustion, but this will be next morning.
Okay,
Uh,
that's what I meant.
Can I catch him right before he runs off too far?
You can try.
Because I just need to make a request of him.
Sure.
Can I ask you something? Just real quick, just a very small request. Fix.
Have you seen Dash? I've been looking for Dash everywhere. I can't see him this morning.
I found Dash.
You found Dash, and he's gonna just immediately run back over to where Thozar's room is. You found
Click.
Dash. Where's he at? In?
I'm sure he's around here somewhere. I just had a quick
Hold up,
request to
hold up.
make.
You told me.
I'm
you
pretty
found-
sure he ran out there
And
somewhere.
then he's gonna just take off running to wherever that direction was that she pointed. So that might be out the hall, out the room, out the wherever. He's gone.
Can I run after him?
Sure. As you run after him, you see that Dash is following behind in his footsteps.
Dash is.
I would have heard all of this because I can hear everything
You
while
come
I'm
out the
asleep.
door.
Yeah.
You
Fix.
come out- it's in the morning.
Yeah.
Fix.
You said
Fix.
he-
Stop.
You said
Stop.
he was over
Stop.
there.
Freeze. Stop. Freeze.
But you said he was-
Freeze. Freeze.
No, I
Turn
know.
around.
I know freeze.
Turn around.
I know. Just
Turn around slowly.
Last time I did this, I took my coin purse. Are
Right.
you taking my coin purse?
Dash is behind you.
That's
now in
silly.
front of you.
That's silly.
Just turn around. He's in front of you.
That's silly. Don't. Okay, you think I would have known where he was, but that's silly because he's not in front of me. Look it. He's not in front of me.
Has he stopped? Have you stopped?
I've stopped. He's not in front of me.
Dash is behind you.
Dash is behind you.
Dash is there.
Dash is behind me.
Yes.
Sorry, he's right behind me.
Yes, that's what I said.
Then why don't you say it in the first place? You say
Yes.
it's in
Well,
front of
I
me.
kind of try to. I need your help. I don't normally ask for help. I need your help.
It's a for an adventure.
Okay. You.
It's for an adventure.
It's kind of an adventure. It's not going to sound very adventurous, but believe me, it's an adventure.
Anybody that wants to stick their heads out of their
Oh,
way-
I'm
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
in my doorway with the
Yep.
door open.
Great.
First of all,
Yeah, no. I'd be working on the last, like, a polishing rag on Humphrey and just, like, leaning out of the door.
Sure.
Listen, I would do this myself, but
is
I
it
can't
not-
do this anymore, and it's really frustrating me. So I just need some help just tomorrow. I know you know how to do this. You just haven't done it in a little while, but I know you can because I used to be able to have the magic that you had, and I don't anymore. And I have this seed in a pot, and I want to put it in the ground, and I want to leave it here, and I don't have the skills to make sure that that's going to happen.
Fix is gonna sit down on the ground. Foey,
Yes.
do you not know how to have an adventure?
I know how to have an adventure is perfectly fine, but I feel like I could have a better adventure if I could leave this here.
But that's it. It's a major pot.
Trust me, sometime down the line, you are going to have the most amazing adventure. And when you do, you can tell yourself that it was because you did this one small thing.
Persuasion check.
Cool.
It better be good. It better be amazing.
14? Yay!
Pretty
high
good idea,
charisma.
man. If you plant this plant, you're gonna have an adventure.
So, Foey, are you saying that if I put this seed in this mango pot, I can have the best adventure around?
I'm saying I can guarantee that after you put this seed into the ground and help it to grow,
Just about
you
to
will have adventures.
Are you saying without a petty charge that you could give me the best adventure of all time?
I'm saying you are going to have the most amazing adventures.
Are you saying you can give me the most amazing adventures?
It sounds like that's exactly what I'm saying.
He's gonna turn to Dash. Dash, we're going on some amazing adventures of all time. We should go do everything right now with her.
I just need your help tomorrow. I mean, unless you could do it now, but I'm guessing that maybe you
It's-
need some time.
It's the morning. So
Okay,
today.
yes, okay. Can you do this for me?
Well, what you need done for me?
I just need this seed to grow here and stay here. I don't want to be responsible for its death, but I'd
Hold
like
on.
it to stay here.
You need to go here in the floorboards of this
No,
place.
no, outside. I'd like it to
Then
go
why
outside.
don't you just say outside?
Okay,
there
can we
for
walk
me?
outside together, please?
And he grabs her hand, and he's just gonna just like teeter off.
As if you're taking a small child on a trip. Thoe leads Fix and Dash outside to the castle grounds.
I look
I'm
over
gonna
Mandrake.
follow.
I look over Mandrake and I shrug.
Okay, so as you make your way down the stairs, past the first floor, and into the throne room, Bob is there, and he's in quiet conversation with a gentleman that I have posted a picture of in the Discord. I don't know, would you have stayed in bed? Would you have woken up when Bob woke up?
If Bob was going to leave, I would have either followed him or I would have gone back to Trovic.
Okay. Then I will say that at some point, like Bob was like, like that was so much fun, but I have an appointment, so get out.
Wow. Hold on.
Is this,
I mean,
fine.
no, you're great.
No, it's
you're
fine.
great. No, I just.
It's fine. I understand. You're a very busy man.
No, it's very true.
What's it like looking in this funhouse mirror?
So do you need anything?
Give me a moment. I will be on.
Okay. And
I'll get back and head back to Trovic's room.
yeah, and he, as you leave the room, Bob will get dressed and head downstairs and have be in conversation with this gentleman as the three of you make your way outside of the space. Zero, what are you doing this morning?
I was getting my armor on while they were doing
Having this
whatever.
conversation.
Yes.
So on the walk down, I would lean into Thoe and say, "You are aware it doesn't take a druid to plant a seed, correct?"
Yes, but it takes a druid to make sure the seed stays, grows, and I don't have to be responsible for it anymore.
I feel like this is a bit of overkill, but I'll go with it.
Possibly.
You are led outside where you got the pot with the seed in it,
Yes.
and you hand it to Fix.
I find an out-of-the-way spot near the castle where I hastily dig a hole.
Okay.
I cram the seed into the hole, and I look over at him and say, "Do your thing."
I'm not there. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
From
Fix against
my
the eye.
memory of how plants work, they respond well to kind actions.
Yeah, that's why he's here.
Foey,
Yes.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
First question is, you asked me to do a thing.
Yeah, I asked you to help the thing to grow.
Oh,
Poof.
that's not how plants grow, Foey. They take water and nutrition.
Well, that's true, but you also supposedly, I mean, I gave you the heads up. I hoped that you would have some sort of a, like, poof spell. Like,
Foey,
I used to
no,
have this.
You keep saying poof and poof and how plants grow. They go for nutrition.
Oh, gosh.
And for other things. Foey,
You're
listen.
dressed.
Fix.
No.
You're dressed at this point. I'm going to say this. It takes about an hour to communicate. Like, no, me. You use magic. Oh, make seed grow. Oh, like, and you. She finally is able to communicate this thought of like, you make the seed grow. Like,
You encourage
So-
plants growth.
So then, so when it happens, Fix he centers himself around the seed, and he draws his finger in the sand or in the dirt, I guess what it is, into a large circle, and he goes, "First, we need a little bit of moisture."
I'll pull out my water skin and hand it to him.
Thank
he
you.
sticks his finger in her mouth.
Ew!
It's her seed. Makes sense.
That was
Take
gross.
my water skin back.
Listen. Sometimes the things that are close to us make things go faster because it's something to us.
Yeah, that's
And
not what I
stops her.
want. I just
he
want.
stops right there and casts plant growth. And his eyes change, and they go more green hue from the iris that he has, and he just traces the circle that he has.
Yeah.
Over this giant circle.
Are we near the garden?
No,
We're not?
You
No.
are. You found an out of the way spot.
Okay.
The range area is 150 feet.
I'm just asking
So I found
if
one.
I searched the area, might I find some
100-foot
alchemic
radius.
ingredients?
All plants.
Yes.
Because I would just wander away from this at some point.
It's an instant action. You channel vitality into plants.
Yeah.
All the normal plants in a 100-foot radius under the point become thick and overgrown, or you can spend 8 hours enriching the land. So as he goes, plant growth, all the grass, everything in the area just goes it's like it's a boom, instant action. Everything overgrows on the spot, and you see the seed go boom, like a little tiny.
The finger in the mouth was for funny purposes, but also for it too. The seed needs you.
The seed does not need me.
Well, apparently it does. 'cause
The
you
seed
gave-
was a scam
Then why did you give it to me a scam? Why'd you
because
give me
I
a
wanted to
seed?
stay here.
But you gave me a seed. Don't make sense.
No, I didn't. I gave the ground a
We
seed.
cut
I asked you to
to-
grow it.
We cut
This
to
would be a
Trovic and Olo, who all of you have gotten dressed at this point and made your way over to Trovic's room.
I cannot believe he threw me out. It's incredibly insulting.
You know he had the best of intentions. He's a busy man.
No. But, still. Me updated.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Do you want to talk about why I found you wandering around near Wonderland?
Do you want to talk about it?
I am curious, I admit. From your garb, you've been doing rather well for yourself. New armor, tabard. You still have the cloak. So, a well-to-do man who is well-versed in martial skills, my guess is a knight. Yes?
I was sent here. And it wasn't exactly... I was sent to find someone. And I didn't think that he was still alive.
I see.
So I expected that I could come here and just waste some time and then come back home and snuff out the little bit of hope that this woman was holding on to. Tell her that her brother was not coming home, that he had died, like everyone else expected. But after finding out what everybody here is saying, I don't think I get to go home and put her concerns at rest.
You will
I
put her
have to go
concerns at
back
rest.
to Kessel DeVoe, who would be the princess of Overland, and tell her that her brother abandoned her. That he was so afraid that he ran and did not come home.
Or we find him and you bring him back.
Oh, I'm gonna bring him back.
I know. You're very determined in that regard.
But instead
One of your good qualities.
Instead of why didn't he come back before? He ran. He decided instead he would listen to this god that told him stories. He's a fucking coward, and I'm not excited about this. I don't take pleasure in the fact that instead of telling her that her lot in life, which is unfortunate but is permanent, is because he decided not to go home. I don't know how to do that.
There are many things that take us from home, Apollo. What matters is when we go back. Yes? And if we go back of our own accord, or kicking and screaming and bound and gagged.
Oh, he'll go back.
And on that happy note, breakfast. Come along.
Zero, what are you doing with your morning?
After getting dressed, he'd probably just maybe search for them, figure out, because he heard the like talking, but he wouldn't have heard like what was being said. Really.
Sure. Zero, as you make your way downstairs, you probably hear them talking and make your way down the stairs, and you bump into a gentleman that's walking up the stairs as you come up the stairs. Pardon me, I'm terribly sorry to get in your way. Hey, you're that nice, aren't you? Zero, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have heard nothing but the best stories about you.
Really?
Yeah, no. Yeah, people were telling me all sorts of the good things that you did, and how kind you were to those guards. Bob shared that with me.
Oh, well, thank you.
Zero, I don't know if you know me, but you can call me Nancy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just a big fan, is all.
Really?
Yeah, no. I mean, the good that you do stays with a man. You know what I mean? Like, it leaves a mark on a man.
Well, thanks. No one's ever said that before.
No, I have a feeling they will over time. You like traveling with this group?
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, they are fun, aren't they? Getting into little troubles and keeping things interesting. Well, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Zero. I can't wait to hear some of the stuff that you do next.
Okay.
He takes a hand and he outstretches it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he shakes your hand a little bit. And then he takes a few steps behind you and he's like, Zero, is that your full name?
No, it's a nickname.
Well, can I have your real name?
Oh god.
No, I just go by my nickname. It's much easier.
Fair enough. It doesn't hurt to ask, though, does it?
Yeah.
Take care, Zero. and he will nod and keep walking down the hallway away from you. Everybody meets up for breakfast. The seed has been planted. You all find yours. Yes.
Was I able to find anything?
Give me a perception check at advantage, because your new hat has been added to your inventory, and you have some.
So definitely not that one.
Okay.
That one's better. 16 plus 8, 24.
I'm going to say this in a specific way, and I hope you're hearing me.
Yeah.
In the royal gardens of Fairley, there are alchemical ingredients growing.
That also makes sense.
Absolutely.
So did I take any?
I don't know. Did you?
If I found them, yes, I took them.
Sure. Yes. You start going over and just some of this and a little bit of this and a little you find. I'll tell you what, pal. Give me probability dice. You're looking for a high roll here for this probability dice. This is the rarity of the ingredients that you find in this particular area.
Oh.
Was that? That would be. What is that? 5%.
That makes sense for
So you find some basic ingredients. You find the bases for a lot of things.
Basil.
Lots of gas.
What is this? Oregano. Oregano. And this violet. You find some basic, but you start pocketing and pilfering as many ingredients as you're able to do.
Sure.
As you come into the space for breakfast, all of you, putting those ingredients away. As you start coming into breakfast, you are greeted by Bob, who smiles at every one of you and ushers you to your seat. Standing back and to the right of him is a odd-looking individual that doesn't say anything, but you see his eyes continually like dart about the space as if he's a tad distracted. He's looking at different things about the space. He's looking at Bob. He, as you all come into the space, he does momentary glances at all of you and just sort of nods his head and moves his eyes. His eyes have a darkness inside of them. Those of you that would recognize, like, it's almost the times of war and things of that sort, how it leaves a man sort of not catatonic, but just a little dark inside. You either come back from that or you don't.
Is this a perception or insight check?
Dark hair, chiseled jaw. You can see his picture in the Discord. You're trying to insight what from this gentleman?
Like, I mean, just looking at it, being like,
Give me an insight check as you're kind of studying him and trying to get a bead on who he is.
insight's gonna be a 20.
20. Yeah. So you catch the spending your time in hell. You catch that this is someone who's suffered a bit. He's got a glazed look to him, almost as if he's in a weird, constant state of reliving stuff. You would know, out OOC, you would recognize this, Chris, as PTSD.
Yeah.
Fix would just know this as sort of like, this is the place that soldiers go.
Some
like,
weird kind of thing.
Yeah. This is the weird place, that whatever he would call it, the Nether,
Sure.
the other place.
Then
like,
if that's the case, then like, Fix is just gonna walk over toward like just like a stout or a lager of some kind. And he's just gonna say, okay, like, hey mate, for what it's worth, he and just like kind of give him like the kind eyes and just like walk away, like just leave it at that because he knows, like.
He doesn't say anything to you, but he sort of nods in your direction, and as he looks about the space, the logger floats in the air to the side of where he is. He does not drink from it, but it just sort of stays there.
Makes sense.
I've seen this kind of thing happen before back home.
Give me a history check.
That is in adjusted 20.
When the primordial forces were all coalescing and creating the different areas of Wonderland, when the first tribes of men set forth to hold off the forces of darkness and the forces of creatures, some men decided to bank on their wit and use inventions to their fullest. Some discovered magics and weapons. Some of them formed partnerships with the primordial forces surrounding the world. And they were named after a giant battle where these forces tried to manifest themselves into this reality. And the battle was known as the Clash at Atar. And the people were given the specific name of the Clash Tar as a heightened form of the Clash at Atar. And these were men who sought partnership with these primordial forces to better mankind. But as he floats this little mug over, you recognize him as a Clash Tar.
File that away for later.
Hmm?
File that away for later.
Yeah. Bob says, well, I'm so glad that you could all join us for our breakfast together. Here's the deal. I know that we had another tracker for you all. You all rescued him. He found out that all of you commune and deal with gods on a daily basis, and he promptly left in the middle of the night because he wanted no part of it. However, it's good to be the king. I have connections, so I've got you a new one. This man is going to be joining you all on a bit of an expedition, and I have it on good authority that he is one of the best. This is Clandes. And he points a hand forward. Clandes takes a step forward, and as he does, he bows at the group. Clandes is a man of few words. None, actually. He hasn't spoken at all. Clandes is a part of the Wardens. Who here knows what the Wardens are?
Passing knowledge.
Normally, you have to be someone in high... Yes? Fix?
Don't you say we know who a warden is?
You know what a Warden is, Fix?
Some people that look at time.
Very good. It's close enough. He will accompany you as far as he deems necessary to accompany you. Any of you that want to make a history check, can make a history check for.
I wasn't sure if there would be something in my great grandfather's notebook because of him being high.
Are you
level.
taking the notebook out?
I would not take it out at this point.
Okay, then I would file it away for later.
Okay.
But the minute you have a second.
Sure. I'll do a history check anyway, just in case.
15.
15.
25.
The secret sect. I mean, they don't bother you. You don't bother them. Professional courtesy.
11.
Nope.
You're doing great.
I know.
7 total.
25.
The Wardens. We did a one-shot here on the channel about the Wardens when the Indigo Chameleon branch split off. Studiers of magic and common sense and things of that sort. The Wardens were also formed. Two brothers. Just two brothers. So Indigo Chameleon set off. The Warden set off. The Indigo Chameleon are those that stand against the forces of darkness and extraplanar activity. The Wardens you never see. They are the heroes that die in the line of duty and you will never know their name. They are the discarded. They are the ones that don't fit in. They're usually like aesthetically not pleasing. They work in the shadows. Think a darker version of the Harpers, for those of you that know D&D parlance. So the Wardens are a group. The fact that Bob has secured a Warden for you is huge. It's like bringing a nuke to a gunfight. So Bob sets that forward and goes, he will be escorting you out and will be following you as long as he deems worthy. I did a favor for the Wardens not too long ago, and I thought, why not go for a little bit of overkill? So, I am very pleased, and I have parting gifts for everyone. And he goes, Mandrake, you first enjoy this, and he snaps his fingers, and as he does, a couple guards will bring out, and they will bring you the basis of a alchemist kit, and then they will bring you volume 2 of Crazy Al's Potion Creator.
Yes!
This is Crazy Al has determined that there is a litany of different potions that you can make using the blood and body parts of other animals, as you're familiar with, but like volume 2.
Okay.
So
I never actually got volume 1.
You never actually got volume 1.
Okay.
But you got volume 2.
Is it in D&D Beyond yet?
It is not.
Okay.
But just
I'll
keep
add
this as a book that you can read. It's
Okay.
going to take you a certain amount of time to read it.
You said the word very clearly.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And you said basics to an alchemy kit?
Yes. So he's not giving you the upgraded package. He's giving you the bases and
Sure.
the basics and of an alchemist kit.
Okay.
Thoe, I love your spunk and your attitude and things of that sort. So because of who you are and what you are as a person, I'm handing you this. And this Thoe is a ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
Very nice.
I left you a gift too. It's in your backyard.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's a tree. I mean, it's not quite a tree yet. It's kind of a sapling.
Could I have the ring back? Is that?
No, it's
Kidding, mostly.
just please don't let it die. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't die, but it's back a ways. You can kind of ignore it for the most part.
Sure.
Ignore it. You
Um,
shouldn't ignore it.
Fix for you.
I tried to fix it, but
No. This is for you.
For me.
And
Okay.
he will snap his hands again, and a small box will come over with it's a beautiful wooden ornate box with a potion bottle inside. It looks like a vial, and he goes, Fix. I've had my alchemist working on this potion. I think you bring many strengths to the table.
I try.
However, upon drinking this potion, you're going to be smart.
Oh, like for all the time.
No.
Or just one time.
I'm not that powerful. But it's a one-time usage for the next hour. You will have an intelligence of 24.
Oh my
Fix.
gosh, this
Like
is flowers for
Toto.
Algernon.
This is a flowers for Algernon. Yes, thank you, Thoe. The great alchemist Algernon. So in case
I have read some of his treaties.
in case you have an issue where you must use your wits about you.
So get a plus 24
No, it becomes
or a
base
total?
24.
It is a base 24, which would give you a plus 7 to intelligence check.
Oh.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour of being the smartest person in the room.
I want to leave my mom in the academy.
Please hold
just-
on to it. All right.
Cool. Can I keep it in my pocket?
Can you keep it in your pocket?
Give it to Dash. Dash can keep it.
No, I would just hold on to it.
He's just gonna like hold it out.
Ash drinks the potion.
Hold on
and
to
it's
it.
just the smartest
Hold
right
on
up.
to it. Please don't give it to the squirrel.
Perhaps in
You know what? I'm gonna give this to Thoe. Hand it back to me.
But you
No.
said can have it.
Okay, please take good care of it. It was very expensive to make.
Chloe was I got this.
No, okay. Well, that's fair then.
Would you like me to hold it for you and then give it back to you when you need it?
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
Fix. I do have a bag of holding if you'd like me to keep it inside.
Oh, I have 2 hands.
You do.
have
Sometimes
a-
you need those.
Pocket that you can put it in.
So I'm
Maybe just a pocket.
Glasses up.
I'm a bit of a pickpocket. And I felt like I wasn't given the bonus that I was owed to me. So I took this on my way out, and I can't read hide nor hair of this. So it's yours. Trovik, treat it in good grace. He hands you over a brown notebook.
Okay.
And on the cover of it, it says Property of Felrin Marin.
Okay.
Okay. As you open the book, there is nothing on the pages. I have it on good authority that Felrin utilized this book and did so. So for you, I give you the greatest gift I can think to give you.
A puzzle.
And he hands you this large brown notebook that has pages upon pages, but nothing written upon them.
Study this later.
Zero. You have,
Hi.
you have a shield, right? No.
No.
Shield? He goes. I had something made because you made an impression on me as well. This is yours. Should you ever choose to use it? And he snaps his hands again, and 2 gentlemen come out bearing a shield. It's a +1 shield. However, the names of the guards are emblazoned upon the front
That's
of it.
nice.
It looks very. It's silver. I mean, it's nothing too gaudy, but you see their names emblazoned upon it. Carry it with you as a spoiler, or whatever. Use it. I don't care, but take it. I'm not good with.
Thank you.
Yes. I wish you good travels. I wish you well in your journeys, and yes.
I thought I should bring to your attention. I do appreciate you giving me all these alchemic supplies, but I already helped myself to your garden.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. You are growing, you big boy, you. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know.
I do see you as a friend. However, you also said that I would be helped to alchemic ingredients, and after a little burst of growth, my friend Fix here instigated, I helped myself. Old habits die hard.
Wait, you made the plants grow?
It was the craziest thing.
While this conversation is going, Bob will nod at you as he's talking this, and he goes, a word?
Of course.
Just
And he will take you to a side room. Stay.
I cannot.
You could be very happy
I
here.
could, but
I had this trophy made, and it's a number 2, and it's crossed out, and it says like number 1, like number, and in the entire kingdom of Fairley, he's like, but I am not good at peopling, and you manage to keep up with my acrobatic stylings very well, and you have a good conversation skills. Stay.
I cannot. I would love to, but I have to see this through.
Then promise me you'll come back.
Oh, trust me. I
Uh-huh.
will be back.
He will reach to his side and take out something and look at it fondly, and he will hold it to his chest for a second and go, this was given to me as a gift, and I felt it necessary to pass on. This will allow you passage here. You may use it once every 30 days, but it will allow you passage for a day trip, and then we'll send you back to where you wish to go. Anyone around you that you deem worthy will travel with you, but it is passage back to Fairley. You have a place here. God, if you tell anyone I said this, I will kill you myself.
That's going to be fun.
And he hands you a small. It's an odd-looking thing. You're picturing some sort of passage. He hands you a stuffed elephant. The stuffed elephant is just an odd. He's like, I know, I didn't choose it. If you squeeze it, the eyes light up, the magic kicks off, and it's like, it will allow you passage. Let's not get into it, but just please come back.
Of course. I won't stay far.
He comes back into the space. Please help yourselves to breakfast and things of that sort, but as soon as you are able.
Your Grace, you have been a kind and generous host, and we shall not abuse your generosity any further.
Thank you very much, and please take good care of them. And he says that to you, and then he turns back to your new guide, and he says, I know who you work for, and I know who you work with, and I know that they are powerful beyond all imagine. But if any harm is to come to any of them, we will have words. And the gentleman looks at him, and you see the briefest of smiles cross across his face, and he nods his head, and Bob nods, and sends you on your way. You all leave the kingdom of Fairley. As you do, you make your way through the town square back to the outer edges. I will say that as you are making your way out of the town square, you do not hide your appearance at this point. I think the people of the town have made known who you are. You do see at one point a small child give a whistle, and about 16 other kids will all come running up to the group, each of them carrying wooden sculptures and necklaces and little toys, and like it's about 16 kids that all make a mad dash towards the group.
Fix is super excited that all these people are coming up to him.
Okay.
He's playing his pan flute
Okay.
with one hand, and he's just slinging coin with the other. He's just grabbing like one out of his pocket and just being like, "Thank you so much," playing a tune. "Thank you so much
How
for
much
following us."
gold? How much gold do you?
Realistically, how many kids are there?
16.
16.
At least 40 pieces of gold. He's just like, "Thank you guys so much. We love you guys. Thank you,
okay.
Cleveland." Like he's just like throwing gold, playing pan flute, throwing gold, playing pan flute. Like just like.
Cool. This is the scene that unfolds before you, like
Well-
as a walking Mardi Gras parade.
He's just like, "And I could always see that all the children, boom, and there would always be the statue of art. Oh, that's fine. And then I love it. Oh, there's so much. Oh, that boom." And then he's just
Yes.
playing. He's just playing.
While this is going on, these toys and statues, are any of them mechanical in nature?
Give me a perception check.
Cool.
Are they? I want to buy all what they're selling.
Balls.
Okay, it's gonna be. Do you have a bag of holding? This is a bunch of stuff, my dude. Like this is a huge.
No.
Nothing.
I got a 5.
No, you don't
What
see
about
anything.
100
All right.
gold?
I
What will 100 gold buy? for
Dude,
you?
you'll clear out the
put
kids.
it
but you
anywhere.
can't
You
carry
can
all the
have a-
toys
you can
around.
buy-
It's not about how much gold. It's
You
about
can
how much
buy a sack on your way out, like a bag, like a regular backpack, and just start stuffing it. Chock a block
I
with
don't
everything.
want it. I just want to buy it.
What?
Wait,
give them
so
money
you don't
then.
want the items?
What?
You just want to give them gold.
Well, what do they have?
Toys.
Toys and-
It's carved wooden sticks. It's
Because I have a
it's-
lot. Because Fix has a lot of necklaces, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I
I'll
want
tell you what, Fix. I'll do this. All the kids come running up because the first time you walk through town, you gave a kid basically $100 for a
Right.
couple of wooden necklaces.
Right.
So now every kid in town knows of the story of the short man with the squirrel that gives you money.
Right.
Obscene amounts of money.
Right.
So I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Give me a D20. I've got a bunch of items listed that they made.
because I want to do one thing. If not, I want to grab Olo because he's the next person who's my size and we're doing the same thing. I want to grab him and I just want to be like, it's fun, and I want to give him some gold. I want to give him half the gold I'm gonna give him, so like 80 pieces of gold. And I want to
So
go
did you say 80?
80 pieces of gold because I'm gonna give him 100.
Right in the
or
pockets.
the other 80.
Right
And I
in
want
the
to go.
pockets.
It's fun, right? And I want to give him half of what I want to give them, and just to give them to the kids.
Okay, Olo. During your walking through the town, Fix at one point shoves 80 gold pieces into your hand in a small money bag and says, "It's fun." And all the children, like half of the children, split away from the group and move towards where you are, and the other half stay with Fix as you guys make your way to the outer edges of the town.
That's a 14 on D20.
Okay.
Just if you give it to them, they get super excited, and then they're like, they love it. It's fantastic. Just give it to them. They need it.
I would give it to them.
Okay. Yeah. You just start handing out gold pieces. Do you take any of the items that they try to like put in your hand or anything like that? Like
Anything they try to give me, I'll take.
yeah, hands full. Although your hands are full. Fix. Obviously, your hands are full as you.
Are
make
there
your
any
way.
kids that really need?
I'm not sure that developmentally this is the best thing for them. Perhaps we should
As
speak to
gold.
their parents.
Anything I can't hold, I'll just like kind of pass off to Trovik to hold.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think this passes on as Trovik goes 0. Hold something. And then you all just have the most random ball
I
like
don't even.
ball attached to a string, which is attached to the cup, but it's okay because but there's bracelets and things of that sort. It's things that can be handmade by children.
So-
like
Tiny wooden sword.
after a bit of time, you make your way out of the town.
Can I justify myself?
Yeah.
So my family have a lot to give, and we get a lot of because we have the best beer in all of all the places, and the Twin Hands makes a lot of money. But it's not fair that some kids don't get what I get.
This is true. It's very generous of you.
No, it's not generous. It's adventurous. Because they get to have an adventure based on what they get, and if one person leaves behind them, then they don't get it. But if we get to give it to them, then we get to give them an adventure that they didn't get to have.
This is very kind of you.
It's not kind. It's adventurous.
I would agree with you, Fix.
To be adventurous.
The finding of a lost coin can be very adventurous.
It's not lost because I gave it to them, so I have it.
However, perhaps in the future we don't make such a spectacle. When we're traveling on adventures such as this, spectacles like that could bring harm to them.
So
Adventurousness cannot just be money. Like, you could give money to maybe the parents or something, but you could just be adventurous with, like, I don't know, shoo, and I do prestidigitation with, like, sparkles.
so
Like,
far.
sparkles can be adventurous when you're 4.
This conversation's happening outside of the town, like away from
Yeah,
the town,
away from
right?
the
Like so, it's like okay.
So far, then for next, you can have it then.
And he's gonna give her all 2,239 pieces of gold. He's gonna give it to her.
2,000 what?
2,239 pieces
Minus
of
the
gold.
160 you gave out.
Yeah, so mine's 160. So
Minus 160. Got it.
160. Moved. So that's gonna be 2,790 pieces of gold.
2079.
9 pieces of gold. He's gonna give to you, and he's gonna say,
Well, then for next time, I suppose if you see a better time.
You don't need to. You know what? I will hold on to this for you, and if there's something that you need, you just let me know, okay?
Well, make sure you give it to people who need it.
I will make sure that it's used for people who need it. I promise you.
I appreciate that you gave it to people who had no other family.
Do you need it?
No.
and he's gonna give him the rest of the gold nuggets because he has a couple gold nuggets.
He does.
Yeah. So he's gonna give not Anduin, God, Olo. His was it 3 gold nuggets?
Yeah, 3 gold nuggets.
Yeah. He's gonna give it to you. So
I'll make sure that people who need them get them.
But make sure
And then
that
shoot a
they
pointed look at Thoe.
have adventures, but they also are good people too.
I will do my best.
Because Dash and I are rich no matter what.
So what are we to do with all of these items that you've collected?
So about that, as you are making your way out of the town, as you are making your way out of the town, a small girl runs up. Looks like she would belong with that group of kids. She's barefoot. She's got a shock of red hair. She's like, she doesn't say anything. She just kind of like waves at Fix. And as she comes up to Fix, she takes her hand and goes like this. She goes, and then
lost
goes,
Fix.
and then goes, and as she goes like this, on top of her hand is this cup. Looks very innocuous, and she takes this cup and she hands it to you.
If it's something I can grab off,
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
It's an actual cup.
Yeah.
And she just sort of like bows at you and nods. And as she bows at you and nods, there's suddenly two of her in this space. It's like, phoom, phoom. And she kind of smiles, and the two twins go running off back into the woods again.
I'm holding the cup.
You got the cup?
That was quite the performance.
So I'm gonna. I'll hold the cup and I'll just. Yeah,
You're on the outer edges of the forest. You have this cup that's in your hands, and if you want to spend some time with it, you will be able to
Yes,
know
100%.
what happens with this cup.
100%.
But this cup was granted to you. You have no gold, as you have given that out. So please, all of you, please keep track of the
you're
gold.
given.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. You make your way outside of the town of Fairley. The town of Fairley, if you guys all want to refer to your map, if you guys have that saved, it is in the Discord. I can always repost that again, should you need it, so that it's just at the top of the page. But it's right there. You guys make your way outside of the town, outside of the city of Fairley. And as you do, your guide draws a rudimentary map in the ground. He draws a map as you find yourselves, if you refer to that large map where that large tree is, that's sort of where the castle is. He draws a map that has two diverging paths that lead out. The map that he draws in the ground seems to shimmer and move a tiny bit as he draws it into the ground, as if it's reflecting the actual sort of landscape that he's drawing in the ground. One path leads around the mountain range of the Carols, and he extends his hands like this as if to indicate long way around. And then he stops and goes, he writes in the ground in common using the long stick. He writes, "Searching for wizard boy?" ?
Yes.
Okay. And then he erases it and he continues with, "This goes the long way around." Okay. And then he draws a shorter path through Foch, as if you guys could go down this left path. And he goes, he writes, "Can go through Foch with safe passage." Shorter.
We have a member of one of the Foch guilds with us. Safe passage should be able to be acquired.
He turns and looks and says, "Much shorter trip through the forest."
So the trip through the forest is shorter, or the trip through Foch is shorter?
The trip through the forest will lead you a little ways into the forest and then empty out into Foch. The other way takes you around the mountain range that is there, through the Carols, and through the Carols will lead you into Overton. But the terrain is treacherous. You're adding 7 to 8 days to the journey.
Okay. Mandrake would turn to Trovic and say, "You can grant us safe passage for everyone here."
I can act as a sponsor of sorts. Make sure you don't get in trouble while you're in Foch, and you should be let through with supervision from the guild.
So we have to make sure that no one gets into trouble.
I'll keep Fix on a short leash.
And I'm sorry, Zero, but Zero,
Yeah.
He's been behaving
Yeah,
himself.
enough of us to make sure that no one is in trouble.
if you can grant safe passage for everyone.
I can sponsor and get us through Fosh.
Are you sure they're going to be okay with me being there?
Of course.
Why would they not be?
I'm not really the. You know.
You're a guest of mine. While we go through my homeland, you will be my guest. Before we do go, I need the lights I gave everyone, please. Thank you.
I'll hand the light over.
You gave me yours already.
Oh yeah, because you made my eyes.
Yep. Fix. Thank you. Louisa,
Yes.
may I have the light, please? Thank you.
You didn't give me one.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
right.
need one.
This will take me some time, but I can tinker as I walk.
Sure. It's going to be a disadvantage. Any tinker checks that you
That's
make while you're moving, just because you're like, I don't.
That's
know what
fine.
But if you want to tinker around with
What-
the lights,
All I want to do is change the magical tinkering so that instead of just projecting a light, it projects a symbol of my clan, my crafting symbol.
very easy to do. I'd say it'd be a little easier stationary, but you're able to do this while you're walking. As you make your way out of the town, you make your way into the forest. You have, according to the guide that you have at your disposal, instead of the 7 or 8 days that it's going to take you to just get around to the mountain range, and then another 4 days past that to traverse whatever paths you had through that area, you are circumnavigating that completely. You are not going through the carols at all. You are instead traveling through Foch to Santoros. Santoros, there you can find passage via a ship or something along those lines to make your way to Overton. Santoros, those of you who are aware, is it's an interesting area. They're next to Foch. They're more of a. If Foch is an intellectual haven, Santoros is that of mechanical engineering and things of that sort. So it's more mining. It's more gathering materials for spell components, gathering materials for wartime. It's heavy into the shipping points for all sort of places in wonder of materials. Yes.
At some point on our walk, I would try to get next to Trovic to have a conversation.
Sure. Yeah. I need you all to go ahead and give me a D100, please.
Okay, say
That
it's
sounds
a
like
D,
fun.
it's
I
a
haven't gotten to roll these
Not
yet.
the right dice.
percentile dice and a D.
No, it's both the d10s.
As you're making your way through this area, yes.
Nice.
2 D10s.
92,
42.
40. Ooh, good boy.
51.
All right, hang on. Let me get these written down. As these are the random encounters that you will experience during your trip.
Great.
No likey.
51.
No, I'm cool with mine.
Okay.
16.
16.
96.
Is that right?
Oh, 96.
54?
54.
44.
44. Wow. Okay. Cool.
He won though. I won.
You won. Yeah, you guys make your way. I need to know how you're traveling. It's through the forest. It is. There are no sort of paths that you were being led on. As your new guide is leading you through this area, he is going to allow you to ignore difficult terrain during this time, just based on his skills. He does not talk. Anytime that you want to have a conversation with him, you could approach and tap on the shoulder, but it will have to take longer than a normal, like, hey, how do we get to... He takes the lead on this. There is a question before you get started of stealthy question mark.
That's gonna be hard.
I think
for
as
me.
you go...
Plate, chainmail, scale.
As you go, he erases it quickly and just begins to walk forward.
Yes, that is
I
correct.
travel by Humphrey back.
I will travel by Oloback.
Yes.
Just
Working.
before we get to Foch, Or are the other places?
You have
we're
3
talking
days.
about? Okay.
3 days of travel.
Okay. I just want to have a conversation with Trovik at some point. So
Perfect. Yeah,
just-
yeah. I'm going to say that you all are traveling together and making their way downtown, walking past. Like you guys are just traveling along.
Do faces pass?
Yeah.
In your homebound?
Well, I am.
I do want a marching order. So who we've got our ranger buddy up near the front at Clandus.
I am right next to Olo.
I am on Humphrey, right next to Trovik.
You're riding Humphrey. Okay. So I'll say Clandus and then Trovik. You're riding Humphrey.
I would be somewhere between Trovik and Thoe.
And I'd probably be probably in front of you guys.
Fix
Because
wants
you'd probably
to
want
be
to keep
next
an
to
eye on me.
Olo,
I don't think you'd let me go in the back.
but you can't put the fox on the same thing. Chloe's there. Mandrake will be there,
1 and 2. That's how it.
and then Zero will. You're where, Zero?
I think I'm
I'll take-
between the front group and the back group.
Trovik will take up the rear.
Okay. Okay.
Until we get closer to Fosh, I'm fine with keeping the rear guard.
Okay. That's perfect. So Thoe, you're gonna be. Okay, that's
reasonable
great.
deployment.
That's my
That's
order.
fine.
Yeah, you guys are making your way. Any conversations that you want to have during your travels?
So at some point early on, I would ask Trovik. So, Fosh,
Yes.
you've mentioned that they are very mechanically interested.
Very much so.
When I've gone out into the mouth, I have disguised myself with a simple disguise self spell, but that only lasts about an hour. Is there anything you could do to help elongate that time? I feel like someone like myself walking straight through the center of Fosh could be a bit of a spectacle.
Depends on how much attention you wish to draw to yourself.
Very little.
What I mean is, as long as no one takes as detailed a look as you've granted me, you might blend in with the other Warforged that are about. They're not quite as sophisticated, but your jacket does disguise your profile well. The hat, very much the same. If you're wishing to alter your appearance in some other form, I'm not certain how useful I could be in that regard. I could certainly try.
This may be the first time in my history with this hat that it might work as a way to draw less attention to myself. But I suppose if you think I'm safe,
As I said, the parts of your character and your personage that would draw the most attention are the internal workings. As long as you don't simply pry off a breastplate and say, "Look at me, I'm fantastic," you should be fine. There are other Warforged about in Fosh. They're not quite as numerous as they used to be back in the day, but it is how it is.
understood. Perhaps I will deploy a simple disguise self spell when we first arrive, but if you think that's enough, then I will trust your judgment.
Okay. This conversation happens as you guys begin to travel. It becomes late evening when all of a sudden your guide at the front of the group stops. And he puts a hand up as if to signal like it's time to stop. You look ahead of you and he gives you a small smile as if to indicate like it's fine, but look. And up ahead of you in a small clearing is a herd of centaurs that are just grazing, and they are intermingled with wild horses. So it's wild horses and centaurs all in a small glade.
Do they seem aggressive?
They seem like they're having dinner.
Be aggressive. No, they just seem like they're.
Then, so Fix is gonna get super excited and very intense, and he is going to
Just immediately.
he's gonna run up and
You were
just
going
like
to,
okay,
you were going
so-
to feel a Minotaur hand on your collar, and you're going to leave the
hold up,
ground.
hold up.
Oh, no, we have to play this out. So Fix is like.
He's
and
like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and then he's gonna grab Olo, but he's gonna grab him like from the behind, like on his cheeks, and he's gonna be like, "This is my friend Olo. You better oh no.
when it comes to go, my Olo, I get him.
Okay, so a couple of things happen here. You all watch as Fix gets visibly excited at what's about to
Super
happen.
excited.
He then goes and then grabs Olo in the face.
By the cheeks from behind.
By the cheeks from behind. Olo, do you do anything when Fix grabs you from behind around your face?
Make sure it works, Olo. Don't be surprised. It's funny.
There's definitely an elbow to the chest moment of me just going,
Give me the
not realizing anyone else is on the dog.
Okay, make it happen.
Give me an unarmed attack, please, as you are elbowing backward into the figure that just grabbed you.
I am a halfling, so one doesn't matter. That's 26.
26. Does a 26 hit your AC?
That absolutely hits my
How
AC.
much damage do you do?
8.
Okay, so it's
Absolutely hits my
you go, oh no, do you want to? As like an elbow comes back and just slams into your, like it knocks the wind out of you, buddy.
So with that, he's gonna be.
The herd does not hear you, but the guy turns back to look with this odd look.
But
at
as
like-
he's trying to snap to create fire, he's just like he's excited the fact that
You're trying to create fire?
trying to.
What spell are you casting?
Okay, and it means fire as meant as frostbite.
Fire,
He's
you
just
know, like ice.
He's like, yeah, and he's trying to like get like everybody amped up. The fact that there was a centaurs and he hadn't seen centaurs in a while, so he's like, yeah.
So you cast frostbite
on accident.
on just the tree, the area?
Whatever's the first closest being
If
to.
you hit
Hi there.
So me, got it.
1, 2, 3, 4,
The
5,
closest being.
6 is Humphrey. I think you would all have been gathered around at this point.
If you hit my dog,
Humphrey is hit. Go ahead and roll an attack roll on Frostbite.
So frostbite is a con save of
Go ahead and
16.
give me a con save of 16.
I should roll a d20, right?
no,
Nope,
me.
he makes the con save if it's a con
It's a 13.
save. 13. That's not going to do it.
Nope.
Roll damage.
You rolled the damage.
Go ahead.
Now
Roll damage
roll
for my dog.
1d6.
You
1d6.
monster.
You're
Absolute
you're
terrible.
hitting the robot dog.
Okay, so it's a 1d6.
No. It's
3d6.
3d6 because
You
you're
absolute
freaking level
trash.
12.
I was just like, hey, let's have some fun.
Is that fun for you? Is this what
For
we call fun?
13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. Humphrey gives up as Fix in all of his excitement sends a beam of frost cascading towards the robotic dog.
The patient, the patience on Trovik's face is gone.
No, that's not what I meant.
Okay,
It's not what I
You're lucky I can't reach you.
attack roll, please.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. That's unarmed, so not quite as high as with my hammer. That's a 22.
22. So give me an athletics check.
Just barely.
Athletics is 11.
Remember that time Torvik killed Fix?
Okay, I need an acrobatics or athletics check contested against him holding you up by the scruff of your neck.
Okay, so acrobatics.
Or you can choose to purposely
So
fail
that's
it.
going to be 22.
Okay,
on
you manage to grab a hold of him, but he's just such a slippery little. He manages to kind of like slide out of the way
And he
a little
goes,
bit.
That's not what I meant. Like, because like it happened so quickly, so they didn't mean to do it.
And then he's going to immediately cast like mending or cure wounds. He's going to
Doesn't
cast.
work on constructs.
He doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that.
Cure
So he's going
wound-
to cast
you
cure wounds
see the cure
on
wound?
Humphrey.
Immediate tackle.
Yeah, this is enough to send these 4 centaurs and wild horses just fleeing in a different direction.
He's going to start bawling, like freaking out, crying, like, oh my god, like I'm so sorry. Like, and he's going to cure wounds.
Yeah. Cure wounds goes off. It does nothing. Immediate tackle.
Yes.
Go
As
ahead.
someone who doesn't know anything about magic and has no idea what's being cast, just knows that he's casting something on the dog again. That is a 13.
13. 13. attack, like to grapple
As
him?
in athletics.
Yeah.
That's not gonna do shit. Like I'm sorry. Like,
No.
But I'm
It's
getting
fine. It fell off the dock.
I'm
I
getting
said pant.
attacked. So primal savagery.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh, this is the girl mouthing off to gods.
So
Why
You
would
have
anyone
zero
do something so
I'm sorry.
reckless?
So no,
After you,
it's
Nazi.
not primal savagery. He's in a wild shape. Is what I meant to say. He's in a wild shape.
I'm gonna jump in between all of this and just
Yeah.
be like,
Let's do a
Hey.
direwolf.
Can I jump in too?
Mandrake's in the middle as well.
Okay.
Hang on. He messed up. He's trying to cure him. He doesn't understand that curing him doesn't work. Just cast mending or something. I don't know. Just he.
And so Fix can come out of wild shape and immediately cast mending. And he's gonna
Okay,
try to.
you can't immediately cast
Okay,
mending.
well, he's gonna
Because
come out of wild
mending,
shape.
mending takes a while.
Okay, he was gonna come out of wild shape.
He's gonna drop wild shape.
Yeah, we'll drop wild shape. And he's just gonna be like, I'm so sorry. Like I'm just gonna freak out. Like I'm so sorry. So, like I didn't mean to. I was excited and.
Clandis is confused. So Clandis is going to go over and start turning this small clearing where you guys found as it's getting somewhat late into a camp. He's going to start gathering firewood, and he just sort of leaves the group as he goes and starts like clearing a spot, and turning this into a bit of camp as he's just trying to break away from the tension here.
Mandrake will look at Thoe and say, "Can you handle this, please?" And then he will join Clandis.
Let me just talk to Fix.
Please.
Let me just talk to him, okay?
And I'm going to take comfort and I'm going to go to the other side of the clearing and just start working on him.
Yeah.
I'm not moving.
I'm staying there as well.
I'm gonna drag Fix, kindly but roughly, off to a spot away from other
Do you let
people.
her drag you? Okay.
What happened?
I didn't mean to. It was like excitable.
I know, but you can't attack somebody else's
I
dog.
didn't mean to.
I know, but you need to be more careful.
He's just crying. Like
She's like, I'm so sorry. You didn't mean to.
Okay,
I do,
okay,
Because it
okay.
happens sometimes.
I think he
Zoe.
understands, but you
But
need
he was
to be
so
more
mad,
careful.
didn't I?
I know he was.
Didn't mean to.
You are going to need to apologize.
I gave him all my gold. I gave you my gold.
You gave me your gold.
I'm
That's
so
different.
sorry, Zoe.
Okay, no, you don't need to apologize to me. We're fine.
Do I need to like sorry? He starts drawing
Okay,
in
wait,
the dirt.
just
like,
wait.
I'm so sorry.
Just wait.
I'm so,
No spells.
No spells. I'm
No,
sorry.
stop. Okay, actually 2 spells. We're gonna need to talk later. I need you to put 2 spells into this ring. But before you go to sleep at some point. But other than that, no spells. You just need to go up and apologize with no magic. Just apologize.
he's just gonna start walking over to Trovic.
Cool. So while Thoe's having this conversation, Allo, you're keeping an eye on it to make sure that this kid doesn't do something else that's like accidentally cast blight on someone or something along those lines. And Zero, you're also there as a peacemaker, right? Like you're just standing there and you're ready. As the 2 of you have made your way over to the clearing and you see your guide clearing the space in the camp and then things of that sort. Trovic, you hear a voice in your head. He's very volatile. I don't think he means to be, but he is.
I know. He's an excitable fellow.
We all can be somewhat excitable under the right circumstances.
Do you know many others of your kind?
I did. We're not welcome in polite society.
There are some that are. I work with one of yours. He's my partner.
He looks up at you and sort of confusion, and he shakes it away from it and goes, I've never met a porcelain man before, and you just hear this voice in your head. His lips are not moving, and he goes, it's a pleasure.
Can I? I'll try to respond.
Yeah. You just think you feel
okay.
like you feel this is almost like a connection establishes.
Okay. And you are?
Your guide.
I need his name. Hold on.
Clandis.
Clandis. That is you?
As in clandestine. Yes.
You'll have to forgive the others in my party.
There is no forgiveness to be had. I'm not like that. I'm not used to speaking. You do not need to ask forgiveness. I had a party at one point, and a gentleman such as that. So,
Where are you from, Clandis?
it's a long story. I don't think you would believe me if I told you.
Try me. I've walked with the gods.
I spent a majority of my time in the Red Kingdom, in the dungeons. I was used there to discover my abilities and see if they could be transferred to others, mainly the telepathy. With the new regime coming in, we were released. Some of us not knowing how to people at all, other than screaming at guards to be released. So here I am. I met up with the wardens. I've been traveling with them for a bit of time, and apparently even the wardens, I'm a little out there. So I asked to be a cartographer. They didn't have one, and now I travel the wilds, charting things and writing them down. As he finishes this sentence, you all sort of make your way over to the camp as you notice that Fix is coming with heading towards where Trovik is and Humphrey. And he goes, more later, and he nods his head, and he very quickly establishes this area as a comfortable camp. He gets a fire going very quickly. He takes a small bit of thread out from where he is and begins to trace the outlines of the camp, setting up a perimeter that encompasses all everywhere Trovik is and Humphrey is and things of that sort. And as he does, you guys have a moment where he's setting up camp. Should you like to do anything?
I want to give Trovik my large diamond, and just be like super sorrowful that he even attacked Humphrey, and just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like I got excited. I didn't really mean to, and just like present it as like the gift of like, I'm so sorry.
Takes the diamond, puts it back in your hand, closes your hands around it. Do you know why I reacted that way?
I didn't mean to. I was
Answer the question.
because I didn't mean to. I probably it's like it was an accident.
When Olo left to find his own path, I was alone for a while. I had my books, I had my studies, but my best friend was gone. And so I put my efforts into making a friend. Humphrey has been my friend for the last 8 years. He was what made me a clan crafter. My first major project on my own. He is as close to me as anyone. I apologize for acting as rashly as I did.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I ask now that you keep that in check when we get to Fosh.
I can give you some gold.
No,
The gold will help make a better, bigger.
no. He's fine. He will be fine. Gold and riches cannot solve all problems.
What about diamonds?
That would be included in the riches thing.
But it's a diamond though. It's not
Fix.
like not the rich. It's a diamond. Diamonds are stupid.
Fix, I need you to listen.
I'm listening.
In Fosh, they have very little patience for disruption and disorder. Your fun can be dangerous there. I need you to be on your very best behavior. Because when you're holding this, and I hold out one of these symbols,
You finished at this point.
yeah, and like I run my finger across it, and that symbol that's on my bracer pops up as a silent image above it. When you're holding this, anything you do is reflected on me, in my home. If they think you are a threat, they will view me as a threat, and I would be kicked out. I would be removed from my home.
Trevor, you hear a voice in your head, and it says, "Tell them they'll kill Dash."
We wouldn't want anything to happen to the people we care about, do we?
I don't want nothing happen. I promise. I'm so sorry.
I
Trevor.
forgive you. Now, on your best behavior while we're in Vash, yes?
Sorry. Yes.
Thank you.
Bad behavior.
At no point am I particularly far from Trovik, so as Dash and Fix make their way away, I turn to Humphrey, punch Trovik in the leg, and go, and talk to Humphrey and go, so you could not have told me that you were my replacement? It's fine. You are a good replacement, but
I'm going to sit here for a while. I can't stand up.
At one point, as you ask, like, so you are my replacement, Humphrey goes over to where you are and takes his head and just kung kung against your
Aw.
metal armor.
Oh.
Humphrey's a
And
good
then, like,
boy.
He's
and
the
then
best
like,
boy.
he like puts his like butt, so you like butt forward and
just scratch him.
ding 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 ding.
You are a good boy.
You guys settle in. It's getting late in the evening. You are in the forest outside of Fairley. I need to know what sort of watch schedule is.
Watching with him.
Humphrey's up all night.
I
Humphrey's
volunteer.
up all night. What orders do you give Humphrey?
Should anyone pass through the barrier, he wakes me and Olo immediately.
If anybody passes through the barrier, he wakes Alo and you immediately.
Yes.
Okay. Alo and Thoe are taking first watch. Who's taking second watch? Okay. Second.
I'll take second.
Second. Oh,
Are
God.
you guys sure you do that? Are you
Got
sure
it.
you do
Nope.
that?
No, it
Nope,
happened.
I'm
happened.
into it.
Third watch.
Okay.
Third watch.
Okay. I had no intention to take a watch at all, but okay. I trust Humphrey. I was just going
Just
to
to
curl up
point
and sleep
out-
with him. It's fine.
I have sentry's rest, so if you make too much noise, I'm gonna hear it.
Okay. So okay.
We got two robots.
First watch. First watch. I need to go ahead and roll. We can either do a perception at advantage or two separate perception checks. As you are keeping watch that night, you can actually, if you're actually, let's do this. Everybody roll separately. You roll this at advantage because you are with your good buddy. Right now, Clandis. Clandis is there, and he's going to be assisting in this. So this is just first watch. So both of you will roll. Both of you will roll at advantage.
Wow. Okay.
22.
22.
Well, the first one was a 13. The second one was a nat 1. So.
So you're taking the nat 1.
Perfect.
So that's a 15.
Cool. You don't notice this. During your watch, you're in sentry mode. Humphrey is awake. Everyone else is resting. There is just a little ways off because the night is not quite pitch black dark. It's the first 4 hours of the watch. There is just a flash of red. Like it is just off in the distance somewhere. It is a like that sort of shoots up into the sky as if someone to shoot. Stop that.
Sorry.
I had to talk to the other group. We don't try not to yawn when you're on stream. It's all right. I love you. A flash of red just off in the
I'm
distance.
quitting my job. It's fine.
It's okay. That's fair. Okay, you're good. Do you share that information?
Oh, did you not notice?
No, she did not.
I would have kind of pointed it out.
Okay.
What?
There is something.
little ways away from the camp. It's just a flash of red that occasionally, I want to say, like, it's sporadic. It's erratic. There's no like set like every couple of minutes this happens. It's just this, like maybe 5 minutes and then 20 something minutes and then another 2 minutes after that. Like it's just a flash of red.
Okay, so we just keep an eye on this. You don't want to walk towards it. I mean, it's
I'm
pretty
not
far
even-
away.
Your watch continues unless Thoe does something.
Oh, I just wanted to ask him about when he yelled at me.
Go ahead.
That's all.
You got time?
He has never yelled at you, ever.
That's not
In
true
your
yet.
presence.
He was stern with you.
I was just gonna comment on when you yelled at me.
Okay.
Or were stern with me. I don't know how one would word it, but I might word it that way. Because, like, I feel like you told us, like, almost nothing about yourself, and then you yelled at me for judging you for your height, but you didn't really tell us anything about yourself other than that. And, like, I guess you thought that somehow an accent would distract from, like, what we could see in front of us. And maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't walk 3 feet and wonder without somebody who looks different than somebody else. I mean, freaking, like, Mandrake looks like nobody else that I've ever seen before. I look like, gosh, I don't even know what I look like because I don't look like anyone else. And I actually kind of look like the last person that I'd like to look like. We all look different. And that's just kind of a part of wonder. So I'm not sure why you thought that an accent would somehow make us not see what's in front of you, or why we thought that your height or what you look like would make us judge you at all. Because we all look different. So I don't understand why you can't just open up a little bit about yourself and let everybody get to know you. I mean, the walls you have put up are so much stronger than the armor that you have on you.
You're right. I was particularly unkind to you. What would you like to know?
I don't need to know anything about you. I mean, I'd like to, but I don't want to force you to say anything.
You do not have to force. I'm offering.
And to be fair, your natural accent isn't like your parents either, so I still would have asked.
Well, seeing as neither one of us knows my actual parents, I
Right,
guess
well,
we do not know.
I've just heard that. I mean, your other parents, but I don't know when you. It seemed like you were young. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Anyway, I just am trying to say that I think you're a nice person, despite the fact that you got really angry at me. And I would just like to get to know who you are as the real you, and maybe that would be good.
It could be. You're right. I was unkind and I apologize. You did not deserve all of the attitude you received.
To be fair, there have been times, one time in particular that I can think of, where we didn't ask enough questions when somebody acted a little suspicious and people died. This has probably happened more than once.
I'm sure it does.
So,
There are many warning signs that you can find around in general.
perhaps there's justification for everything not adding up and me asking some questions, just to keep everybody alive, you know.
Warning signs are very important.
Right.
Like nature.
Nature?
Did you know that butterflies have very, very bright colors?
And short lifespans.
This is true. Do you know what else has bright colors?
What?
Incredibly dangerous things.
Yes.
I like your wings, Chloe.
Thank you.
They are very bright. It is my experience that bright colors are a warning sign. Have a good night.
Crushed. Near the end of that walk.
Picks up a microphone shaped twig and drops it.
Holy shit.
Dumped that so
near the end of your watch, your stone goes off. Do you stay close to where Thoe is?
I take not far enough away to be outside of Humphrey's range, but enough of a way to. Oh God. Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
I'm okay. I need you to not freak out.
This is a terrible way to get me to not do this.
Your father's been hurt.
Exactly how?
He says it was a mugging. He was on his way to town with some of his wares. I have my men examining the situation. He's fine. He's resting. But that is the reason that he did not call you today, and he was insistent, while the clerics are working on him, that I reach out because he did not want you to worry. But he is fine.
Do you believe him?
The kingdom is unruly, son. There are tumultuous waves beneath the surface. There's something brewing. The people are getting restless. We're seeing more and more of this simple acts of rebellion against society. And it's fine. I can handle it. Your father is fine. I am fine. But he's better at this than me. We love you. I love you. I'm very proud of you. He says it better. We love you.
I love you. I'm coming home.
Don't-
Not to stay, but I'm going to come visit.
We would love
And
that.
I think I might have a place if you need to get out. It is not. I'm concerned for you. But I also think if the people can hold on, things may change.
When the bigger kids picked on you. When they told you you couldn't play with them. And you said, Mom, I want to come home. Did I let you?
No,
You are my son.
this is true.
And we do not run away.
No, we do not. We fight.
We fight.
We show them that we are just as big as they are.
Bigger.
So then, I am off to find the giant.
I'll slay one here first. I'll see you soon.
Yes, you will.
Is Trovik there?
He is. He is sleeping, but he is here.
Well, tell him, please don't die.
Of course.
I'll see you soon.
Yes.
And the stone shuts off. That watch goes on.
Did she hear any of that? Or did he walk off?
He will try.
It's not Dad,
It's-
so.
Mom is quiet. If it was Dad, you would have.
Okay.
Hey, everybody!
What up, bitches? Good morning!
Mom is a little softer and quieter. So I don't know if you would have.
Okay,
You
that's
probably
fine.
would have seen that the somber. Unless
Everything okay?
It is. Everything is fine.
You just looked.
I looked what? I looked homesick. Because that's what's my mother. I miss her very much. This is the first time I've been away from home this long, and I do not like it.
Okay.
Okay.
okay, that watch ends. We go to the second watch of the night, which is Trovik and Mandrake. Do you all share the flashes of red light off in the distance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Which
point out
direction
that
is this
something.
from?
From where you are in the camp, I'll say they're just off in the distance. It's hard to judge, but it's flashes of red that shoot up into the night sky, as if somebody is I don't know. It's a burst of.
Is it Foshward?
Is it what?
Foshward.
No,
It is not.
no. It is It is way closer than Fosh's.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Okay,
Perception checks.
at advantage.
Yes.
That is a solid 12.
Okay. Solid 12.
Solid 12.
Perception 21.
Okay. Other than 21, other than the flashes of red, you don't really notice a lot, except for the faint sounds of movement outside of the camp. It's skirting the outskirts of the camp, but it's just step, 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 step. It's somebody walking, steering clear of the camp, but heading towards that red light. Just.
I could check out the perimeter if you'd like. I do have one skill you haven't seen yet.
If you think it's safe,
Can you and Humphrey hold the ground here?
we'll be fine.
I'll on the brim and fly the perimeter.
You take the hat and you throw it as if you were to go inside the hat, and the hat just goes thunk.
I've lost on the brim.
Your dad had on the brim. You kicked dad out.
Apparently I can't do that anymore.
It's such a great visual. It's like, I'll be right back. I am still here. That's not what I was going to happen.
What was meant to happen?
With the previous denizen of my hat, I could join him inside the hat and
Intelligence check.
Nat one.
Oh.
I don't know.
Hat no work. Me no. What is hat?
Okay.
Yep.
I could previously jump inside of the hat and survey an area. Apparently, I can't do that anymore.
Ah,
There have been some changes recently.
I see. Well, if it's any consolation, here, and I hand you the marker, but it's in the shape of a hat pin.
Okay.
Are you putting it on?
What is this?
Ah, yes. And my clan crafting symbol will show up over the top of it. It's my sponsorship while we're in Fosh.
This gives us safety through Fosh.
As long as you are traveling with a member of my clan, yes. They don't like having outsiders just wandering.
As you've mentioned,
Yes.
they tend to excommunicate those who aren't one of your clan.
Not exactly. No, my clan is just one of many families.
And you are in good standing?
Yes. They don't like information traveling out of Fosh that shouldn't be traveling out of Fosh. Keeping secrets is sort of a thing.
Secrets I understand. But they will just let us walk through Fosh, seeing what we see as long as you're with us.
We're not going into any of the laboratories or academies. We shouldn't be seeing anything that they don't want to show off.
And you're sure you can keep Fix and Zero in check?
Zero, I'm sure, could understand. Zero, I'm sure, will understand the severity of his consequences. Fix, I'm certain I can rig something up to keep him in put.
I will grant you trust in this instance. And I'll put the hat pin in my hat.
Cool. Your watch goes on. You wake up the third and final watch for
So
the night.
bad. Fix is super excited.
It's Fix and Zero take the helm.
You don't got
Oh,
to
yours.
worry about Zero. He's my hero. Don't believe Mo.
I'm
He's
going
my
to bed
cheese
now.
Mo. But when
You-
you Zero,
Perception
my
checks at
hero,
advantage, except
my
for Fix.
Zero.
Fix does not make a perception check. He's singing.
Come, Lordy,
Okay, I'm glad that's advantage. Perception
Yep.
is going to be a 22.
Flashes of red light. Once again, during your watch at a certain point, there are steps outside the perimeter of the camp. With a 22, you see they're sturdy. Whatever's making those footsteps is
And that's something he sees, not me.
heavy. You're singing,
You're busy.
Man. The hero, Zero is my
They got
hero.
my
Like,
Zero.
Hey, do you think that's concerning?
No, because you're Zero, and I'm singing about my hero. And that's you.
Yeah, but that.
That's a tree, mate. But you're Zero.
Is anyone else up? No, it's just like
Humphrey
I
is.
mean, I can hear what's going
Clandis
on.
is
Humphrey, he can hear what's going on. Mandrake can hear. He's kind of in a sentry mode.
Clandis
Humphrey is
is
awake, and you see like, is anybody else awake? Humphrey just goes like sits up a little bit, like
But Clandis is asleep as well.
Clandis is asleep as well.
Cool. Okay. I'm just gonna watch it, I guess.
Yeah, it's occasional flashes of red. You guys see the sun begin to rise, unless there's something else you'd like to do.
There's probably something that.
Would Fix do this after the chastising that he received earlier?
So after the tongue lashing that he just received.
Let's go with chastising.
Okay.
That's a family friendly show.
It'd be one of those things where like he and Dash like would come together at the end of or at the beginning of every day and be like, hey dude, like they have like a check and balance of like
Sure.
what's going on, you know, how can we help each other, like, you know,
Okay.
why aren't you
Does he tell you to chill?
Dash is the smarter one between Fix and Dash, and he's the one that really says.
I would probably cast Divine Sense. I mean, it's probably not something within the 60-foot range,
It's
but I
not within.
probably would cast it anyways, just in case.
Okay. What is your divine sense?
Action, detect good and evil until the end of the next turn. Can sense anything affected by hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
So.
Okay, hang on. I have to do something here.
Are you undead?
Death you.
No, but I know a lot of undead.
Death you.
Some of my best friends are
Yeah. So I don't know if you've cast this yet.
I haven't with this group.
With
As you cast this, the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor. Powerful good rings like heavenly music. So you don't pick up any sense of like really strong evil or really strong good.
Would I notice what he's conjuring or what he's bringing to light?
It's only a thing, so.
It's more.
Unless
It's not
you're-
a spell. It's more of a power ability. So
I
it's
don't
taking
think
some time
this-
to
It's a sense, really.
It
so.
does. It's celestial, fiend, and undead.
Yeah, so that's what
Okay,
it was.
so
kind
you're fine. Nothing really picks up. You get the smallest of pings from Thoe.
Well, that's not what I meant to do.
Yeah, like you get a small ping from Thoe. It's not even. It's like it's a barely registered. It almost like it goes in and out.
That's weird. I'm checking to see if there's anything else I do. That's probably it.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you have your tete-a-tete with Dash, Dash goes, "Would you like me to go check it out?"
Dash. Of course.
Dash takes off. Yeah.
Oh no.
Dash takes off running, and Dash does cross the thread. So Humphrey will get up and trot over to the two of you and sort of nudge you awake.
Yes.
Are you able to communicate with?
Nope.
No.
He understands.
There's
He
just a-
understands my language, but he doesn't speak.
There's just a.
Well, just.
What's happening?
Oh, yes. I get. Easy.
Additional movement, I would get up.
Yep. I'm gonna be super nice right now and say everybody rested. This is near the end of it. Okay. Everyone has a long rest under their belt. Dash goes running off, but everybody starts waking up at this point.
What's happening?
I gave Humphrey orders. Should anybody break the line of the camp, that he wake the two of us up.
So this is normal, but what's actually happening? Why is he waking us up? Why are you waking us up?
Because-
Not that very much,
No
but
one's entered that I've seen.
Has anyone exited?
Do you have Dash's stats? You don't have like a squirrel stats?
Yeah, we're all here.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the rat stats for this.
I have a giant beast stats.
No, he's
Incorrect.
not giant.
Not how
they
that
don't have
works.
squirrels don't have knives on their butts.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
If it helps, I think I found.
Okay. That'd be great if you you want to send those to me. Yeah, you guys all wake up. There is an odd, your guide looks over across the way, and looks back at the group as if to say, "Do you want to check this out in the light of day?" But does not communicate as such. How are we doing that? Are we stealthing this? Are we walking up? He's actually going to go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone, first off. And as he does, he takes a map out and he begins to unfold this map and hold the map in front of him using the powers of his mind and begin to sketch on this map, tracing out like the little field that you all were in. And as you move towards this red beam of light in the distance, if you're being stealthy about this, go ahead and give me stealth checks and add a +10 to it.
They're trying to.
Just
I'll
remember,
try
we
to.
go with disadvantage.
I know.
It's me and you, Boo. Disadvantage.
Me too.
Oh, you too?
Scale now.
Ooh, good luck.
Cool.
1, nat 1.
9.
9.
14, what's up?
14, what's up?
Well, did you add your plus
Did you add a +10?
Oh.
Pass without a trace.
Everybody gets a +10.
Ooh, I'm doing
19.
quite well.
18. Okay.
25 plus 8 plus 10.
Wow, I'm not the one that screwed this up.
It's a full
I'm a
three.
big fella.
As you move, there is a. All right, everyone, let's be stealthy. Clang, 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 clang. Like there's
I'm a walking workshop. I don't know what you're
However, there is nothing alive that you would scare away. Before you is a red, floating crystal. This crystal is about humanoid size. It's floating in a small patch of trees. Surrounding it are 7 earth genasi, frozen in a grimace, all of them looking up towards the crystal. The crystal itself sparks occasionally, and as it does, a little bout of flame will come off of the crystal, or as you spend time looking at it, a little blast of lightning seems to like curve around the outer edges of the crystal. These individuals, these Earth Genasi, are frozen in place, eyes affixed towards this floating red crystal. And when I say crystal, it's like huge. It almost looks like a stalactite or a stalagmite floating in the air, slowly revolving around and doing these little bouts of flame from it, or little bolts of lightning. What would you like to do?
Do you know what this is?
I don't believe
Perception
I've
check.
ever seen anything
I
like this
can't.
before in my life.
Are we all rolling perception or just?
Just
24.
Okay.
Fix. Dash is on top of one of the Genasi, eyes affixed towards the crystal.
Dash, come over here, mate.
Oh, Dash left. That's what happened.
Dash. Dash, over here, please.
This is unfortunate. Does anyone
Unfortunate.
have any idea what this is?
Unfortunate. That's what you say it is.
Yes.
Is this unfortunate?
Am I
is
within
it?
60
to
feet
you?
now?
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna cast that again and see if nope, nothing again.
Nothing.
Cool.
You think it's unfortunate? He's not coming to me.
He might be transfixed by the crystal from
Dash.
Shabbat.
Dash, come back to me, please. Please, Dash.
How
Please.
far away is Dash from us?
Dash is not that far away from you. He's just on top of this
Right.
kobold.
So
Cool,
man.
I'm gonna go pick him up.
Oh no.
Okay, got it. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, please, Chloe.
Oh, crud.
Yeah, not your best at
That was a 6.
Okay. Thoe's like, you guys are being stupid. I'm just gonna. Would you like to burn a wild magic surge in order to roll that again?
Oh, you get to choose the wild magic surge, don't you?
I do.
No, Anansi does.
Oh, good. Sure, why not?
That's better.
Go for it.
Let's do that. 84. Bold
You don't get to
choices.
choose.
And you.
I just rolled anyway. Doesn't matter.
You have to make this save again.
Yeah, you got, now you have to make
I
some
know.
wisdom.
Wisdom.
I
save.
know. Yep.
You don't get to make an 84 for that.
That was a crud 12.
Okay. So, a couple of things happen.
No.
You see Thoe reach forward towards Dash, and as she makes contact with him, a little bit of the red crystal leaks out some of that energy again. This manifests in the version of flame, and you see Thoe like try to tear her eyes away from it, and as she turns back to look, her eyes flash this green color as she's summoning some sort of inner power deep within her. Unfortunately, that power even then is not enough to be able to stop it. So now I'm going to bring up my special wild magic table, which I've been saving for a rainy day. Anansi's wild magic
Oh,
table.
I didn't realize it was raining. That might help us.
I don't think so.
That's not how any of this works.
It's not how any of this works.
Any of it.
Not even a little.
Choose.
This is fine.
Thoe, you can choose one creature around you to take 2d10 necrotic damage or cast permanent blindness on yourself.
The Genasi that the squirrel is on.
Got it. Thoe reaches forward and casts 2d10 necrotic damage as this form below her begins to sink into little bits and pieces, as that is enough to kill this thing dead. As it does, Dash falls to the ground as well. Thoe's eyes are completely transfixed upon this red, sparking crystal, and as her eyes concentrate on it, this thing gets brighter and brighter and brighter. As she's staring at it, and she seems to have taken the place of the Genasi.
Oh, good.
Do you think I should try getting rid of the magic?
If you can, yes. In the meanwhile,
I cast
let's
a
see if we can
spell
just kind of
magic.
close her eyes.
Okay, so two things
I
happen.
was
One,
told
it's a
yes.
close her eyes.
Loving
You put the
this
eyes.
so much.
You're gonna need to roll for me for this
I
dispel
know
magic.
that.
This give me a dispel magic.
That's a 4 on the die, so that's not gonna work.
Okay, the dispel magic does not work. However, that crystal flares a bright red color. And then it explodes. I need everybody except for Thoe and Dash are going to give me dexterity saving throws here.
Everyone's within, that's close to me, 10 feet gets a +5 on the save.
Okay.
Cool. 25.
25.
I'm making sure I
Easily.
don't
That
have
plus
to-
5?
Yeah.
As
don't
the
have
crystal
such
explodes,
damage, right?
shards of it go shooting
you
in
don't have to
different
spend any
directions.
damage,
Some of them
I'm just making
lodging
sure I
in the
don't have anything on
Genasi,
the
some of
other
them
side.
lodging into Thoe and and Dash.
That's a nat
Dexterity?
1.
Nat 1. Okay.
13.
13.
Blood Curse of the Fending Right.
Blood Curse.
19.
When I'm subjected to a spell that requires a dex saving throw, I can use my reaction to gain 4 on the roll. I don't know if this is a spell or not, so I don't know if that works.
I will allow it because the crystal is magical.
Okay.
Okay.
19.
19.
No, wait, I think the +5's already added to mine, so I'm, never mind.
Okay.
14.
14.
Yeah.
25.
14
Yeah, the plus
makes
five
it
already goes
25.
plus
Nat 1's not going to make
Oh,
it.
14 makes it.
Thoe's going to fail automatically.
Oof.
I got 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adjusted 20.
Adjusted 20. Failure, failure, failure.
Rip.
So a couple of things happen all at the same time. This crystal explodes with a blast of arcane energy. The Genasi have shards of it like stuck into their chest. Thoe has shards of it stuck into her chest as Thoe, Fix, and Mandrake have just shards of it like embed themselves into you.
Can I uncanny dodge it all?
You can uncanny dodge this, so you will
Okay.
have this. This is going to be
Got it.
14 points of piercing damage.
So 7 for me.
Okay. I need you each to roll a d4 for me, please.
That failed, right?
That failed. Everybody that failed, give me a d4.
Oh no.
Well, it's not so bad. It's a d4.
That's a 1.
Got it? Okay.
3.
3.
1.
Okay. Okay. Mandrake and Thoe, one of those red shards sparks a little bit of fire as it comes flying towards you and it hits your skin, and you see this shard that hits your skin send cracks sort of going over the porcelain and then just kind of get absorbed into your body. Thoe, you also have this small red gem which impales itself upon you. Your red like flares a little bit. It's a like kind of flares over your body. Yours is different. Yours is that little spark of lightning that goes through your body. As a small like thing hits, you guys manage to avoid all of this. You avoid the damage. But that's all that happens. The shards of the crystal have been some of them are impaled in trees, some of them are on the ground. The genasi that were in the area have all just been obliterated by the shards, and unfortunately, when this happened, 6 points of damage. I looked at the hit points of the Dash is just lit up. He's just. You see a couple of shards in his chest. You see a couple of shards on his side. I'm so sorry, Pat. I feel like you're getting the short end of the stick.
Do you have Revivify?
Do you have Resurrection?
You have a diamond.
He doesn't have Resurrection.
He doesn't have the spell.
So he's going to have to wait a day. But you cradle the body of Dash.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Okay. You need to get the diamond.
What?
You need to get the diamond because that's the material cost you need to use the spell. Fix has a diamond.
So why don't we end there? We'll end there on a cliffhanger as Dash went forward but as there's a mad scramble to find a diamond, as Zero looks for a diamond and tries to grab the diamond from them, you two, as well as Chris, have been cursed. You two currently have the curse of the fire genasi upon your person, which is ironic on so many levels.
Yeah.
That's a mystery curse. We'll find out what that does
Oh, yay.
later.
Oh, good.
Love grab bag curses.
Yep. So we love you guys. Indigo Connect. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. We will see you all very soon. And hey, do you wonder? I hope so. You want to go raid a channel?
I do. I have
okay,
one.
let's go raid a
Okay,
channel.
we're good.
We're gonna go share the love a little bit. Dash is not on fire. Dash is gone. We have to play this out to the best that we can. But Dash can be saved. Tune in next week as we figure out a way to do it. Go ahead and raid. We'll see you guys soon. We'll see you tomorrow. No, we'll see you
Thursday.
Yes, as we continue in the times of William Shakespeare. Bye, guys.